the Joget. That's what you're gonna learn today. It's a 6/8 traditional dance groove originating from Malaysia. And me, Boba, I'm gonna teach you how to play it on the drum set. And I'm gonna teach you two ways. We're gonna approach it traditionally, and we're going to approach it from a modern viewpoint as well as a drummer. This video is brought to you in conjunction with Budaya 2.0, a 3-week online concert series brought to you by the students of Berkeley who are Malaysian. We bring you new classics, revamped every week. So make sure to tune in, March 20th, link is down below. But let's get back to it. We're gonna learn how to play the Joget on the drums. First, we're gonna need to know a little bit of history, okay? I'm gonna play you a style of Joget that's really traditional, all right? I copied this over from like an old movie that was filmed in Malaysia, and they're playing a classic Joget called Joget Bahang. Take a listen, and I want you to notice the gong that is playing on beat 1 of every bar. That gong is very crucial in getting a Joget sound, because Joget is not just a musical form, it's also a dance style. People dance with their hands going down on the downbeat. Bam, dum, dum, bam, dum, dum, ba, da, 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 da. And you can hear from the melody that there's a lot of interplay between duple and triple time, right? We've got a lot of polyrhythm going on here, and we want to reflect that in the groove somehow. So let's dive right into our drum set, and I'm going to teach you how to adopt that into basic drums, okay? So we're going to start you off with the simplest limb. It's actually the cross stick, our left hand. Okay, you might be surprised. Usually people start with the hi-hat. This time, we're going to start with the cross stick. And the cross stick is just playing on all quarter notes, like this. Not too difficult, right? Anyone could do that. Now it's time to bring our right hand in, and this time we're gonna play triplets on the hi-hat, but we're gonna accent every down bit. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, okay? Let's try it together with the snare drum, see how it sounds. Cool, simple enough. Now we're gonna add the kick drum, and here's where things get interesting. It gets a little bit spicy. In Western music, the triplet subdivisions that usually get emphasized are the downbeats, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, as well as the lit, all right? 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. And that's what gives the shuffle feel, right? The Western shuffle feel. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, ding, da chang, da bang, da chang, ding. Okay. Now, in Joget, we're actually going to emphasize the trip. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. We're not going to emphasize it every single count, but we're going to emphasize it every other count. So it's going to sound like this. I'm just going to play the kick drum for you first, and I'm going to put counts on it.
1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 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 1.
Now I'm going to play it together with the rest of the groove, okay? Okay, now you see where the Joget gets its lift from. It's from that trip on that kick drum. Okay, I'm gonna play it a little bit faster for you because Joget is a dance style, and it's usually somewhere around, I don't know, 110 BPM to 120 BPM, around most club music these days. Remember, this is what the old guys jammed out to, so let's try it at that tempo. Okay, you can see how groovy that is, right? It's a very unique groove. Now, I'm going to teach you how we can have some traditional variations now, and I'm going to show you how to play it with a traditional song at the end. But first, let's cover the traditional variations that we can do to spice this basic groove up. Now, you recall just now that you listened to the original Joget, the traditional Joget, and you heard the gong that was going dong, 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 dong. Now, we're going to mimic that with a tambourine. Now, if you don't have a tambourine, all you have to do is play the hi-hat a little bit louder than your accents on the downbeats. But we have a tambourine. Actually, we have a ching ring by Mino. And we're going to hit on the ching ring on beats 1. And then on 2, we're just going to hit the side of the hi-hat. So 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet. Okay? So let me demonstrate. I did a little bit of a fill at the end there. We're going to get to that later. But first of all, you can see how that already simulates the gong effect because the tambourine sounds a bit longer than the hi-hat chick sounds. I'm going to teach you another kick drum variation now. So I'm going to keep the snare drums on quarter notes, and now I'm going to have the kick drum play a different variation. And here's how it looks like in music notation. You'll see that in a bit. So here's how it sounds. So to break that down a little bit more for you, we're going to play 2 quarter notes, 1 triplet, 2 triplet on a kick drum, and then we're going to play the trip of 3, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. Okay, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. Boom, 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 boom. A little bit tricky, but I know you can get it. Now, the last one that I'm going to teach you is snare variations. And remember that little hi-hat fill I did? It's inspired by this snare drum variation. Check it out. So this is where that Joget get its polyrhythmic feel from. You can hear that the hi-hat's going jack, the 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. But the snare in this variation is going 1 2 1 2 1 2 ba ba, the 1 2 1 2 1 2 ba ba. So alternatingly you get ba 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 ba. And the snare drum, if you notice, one of them matches with that trip note in the kick drum as well. So pretty cool variation. You can hear it a lot in the old verbena patterns that they play. And now that we've learned these different traditional variations, I'm going to play for you along to an old Joget called Joget Malaysia. And this is written by P. Ramlee. And I'm going to play a traditional variations of Joget for you on this song. And please check it out how it fits with this traditional vibe. Okay, now let's move on to modern variations. How do we make this joget sound modern and yet still have its traditional qualities? Okay, one of the things that I taught you just now is to play the kick drum on 1 and 2 triplet, right? Now, I didn't mention to you beforehand a small little detail that really emphasizes the traditional quality versus the modern quality of it. And that is, you want to have the trip of the kick drum a little bit louder if you're playing it traditionally. Something like this. I'll show you. Now what that does is that it matches the way the rebana is played. There's a higher and a lower note. So when we play the kick drum a little bit harder, it tends to sound a bit higher. And we play it softer, it tends to sound lower. So that matches it up. But if we're playing modern joget, well, modern music's all about emphasis on 1, right? We've got the kick drum going boom, and we've got a snare drum going on 2 and 4. So that's two things that we can change. We're going to change the kick drum to being pretty much powerful and solid throughout, and we're going to have the snare drum playing an open snare only on 2 and 4, not on quarter notes anymore, just only on 2 and 4. So this is how it sounds. Now there's also another thing you can do with the hi-hat, and that is when the snare drum plays on 2 and 4, we're gonna open our hi-hat with our left leg. All right, so it sounds a little bit like this. So now it's beginning to sound a little bit more rocky, a little bit more poppy, right? And I'm gonna demonstrate now by playing you a modern song of joget. And this is actually the Joget Pahang that you heard that we referenced in the original recording, but it's been reworked into a newer version by Siti Nurhalizan. So I'm gonna play that to you, and I want you to also notice the form of joget. It tends to start with an extra bar in the section. Usually the choruses have this extra bar, which they play the polyrhythm of bap, 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 bap. And in the verses, they lose a bar because they've used this extra bar in the chorus. Now it might sound confusing, but just listen out to it and see whether you can pick it up in Joget Pahang. So if you've heard that extra bar, that's where we play bum, 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 bum. And that's where we get ready. Tell everyone to get ready to go back into the verses. So, I hope this video was good information for you. If you found this useful and you want to spread the joy of learning, please click that share button, like the video. A little bit goes a long way and it'll help me so much in improving my channel and my videos. If you want to help support me and my Berkeley friends in our venture this year, please click the link below to watch and follow along Berkeley Budaya, where we bring you new rework tunes every week from March 20th. It's a nice concert series. It's gonna be spectacular, and we have amazing special guests from all over the world joining us. So please check it out. Links in the description. Thank you so much for watching again. I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much. Goodbye.